Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we're in something a little bit new that we're going to be trying out. We are getting ready for our off-season with the super late models. We're going to be doing a 10-race series at a whole bunch of southern and western short tracks, including Southern National, Myrtle Beach. We're going to Five Flags, we're going to USA Speedway, we're going to the Bull Ring, we're going to Langley, we're going to Concord, you know, pretty much as many places as it possibly can to short track race. They're 100 laps each. We get 15 minutes of practice. It's going to be a great time, but I wanted to be able to travel there in a little bit of different style. Now, of course, you're a super late model team. You don't have tons and tons and tons of money to have a full-size Featherlight and an 18-wheeler pulling. So here is my solution. Everybody, this is a Peterbilt toter home. This is actually through Facebook. Is where I believe I ended up finding this. I actually can't remember. It cost money. This cost me over $40, I believe. But I love the toter home. I love the trailer on the back, the double stack that's back there. Let's actually just walk around this thing really quick, just so you can see it. So, of course, I've picked out this because it kind of fits with our car the best way that we possibly can. As we come back, we've got a stacker trailer back here, which is beautiful. A lot of customization that can come into it, even to like what you want your tailgate to look like. I want the one with the built-in lights and rubber for up and down so that I can use the stacker. And then of course there is a mini slide out as well. Now of course the slide out doesn't go out, but it's still fantastic. Pulled by just by our bumper ball as we come through, and the detailing is really nice on this thing. The one thing that I'll say that maybe I'd say is lacking, so there is an interior, but check this out. I'm going to pop in. Look at this color. I can't change the color. I think we can change the neons inside, but you can't change the rest of the color. But I love that you can see that the slides in. You've got the sleeper bunk up top like a regular C. And this is our home away from home as we go and drive all across this country. Now, I can't put Ella in the passenger seat, sadly. So she won't be with us on these trips. But we got a bunch of places to go. Where are we going first, though, is my question. I can't actually remember. I'll check on the other computer here. We're heading down to Wow. Talking becomes so hard first thing in the morning. We're heading down to Five Flags Speedway, which is in Pensacola, Florida. There we go. See, I was able to get it out. No problem. So let's head back in here into the map. Let's click, let's head out, and let's head down to Pensacola, there you are. And we'll go down to Walgreens, going to be small. These are all small ones. Yeah, we'll head here. Why not? Why not? Seems like a beautiful drive. It's going to be a 12-hour drive to head down there. We are already loaded up. We are in Charlotte. I just came to get gas, and I figured this was the best spot to be able to see past our garage. So let's hop in. My goodness. We've already started the truck. We're already running. Oh, hold on. This happened to me the other day, too. There we go. Took me a second to click back into the game, but flasher's off. And let's head out. I hope you guys are having a great day. It feels like it's been a long time since I've been able to sit and do these kind of videos with you, these trucking ones. Of course, obviously, we are still doing it race car style, but it's not NASCAR style this time, so I don't know what we're going to call this yet. You will obviously have seen it. But a 12-hour drive, so we're getting down there, what, 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night? 8 o'clock at night, roughly. Sounds good. Gonna put about 500 miles, 500 and a half. Okay, so this has been happening too. Hold on. Technical difficulties here. Technical difficulties with the steering wheel. Yeah, I don't know why. I don't know if it's the connector, like the halfway point that I have, or if it's the wheel itself is dying, which would be very unfortunate because that's what I use this for, is literally just the trucking videos. So, hopefully that's not the case. Get ourselves turned out here. head down the road. I can't remember if I have any quirks with this truck or not yet. As you see, I've only put about 1,000 miles on it. I drove up Thompson and back when AI first came out for the street stock, actually. Then I decided, you know what, let's actually do super late model. Let's do a little tour, try to keep it down south to highlight the AI and be able to use these cars. Now, of course, I'm hoping for a modified, which would change what I'd be doing next year. If modified, so to reiterate, if modified came out for iRacing AI, as well as the K&N series, which is now the Arca Menard series, I believe. If they both came out for AI by the time next year came, that's actually what we'd be doing instead of the truck series. Which kind of sucks because I love the truck series. I love running in it. We did really good this year with 6 wins. But I would want to be able to be in a modified now. Since a modified's not a weekly series, I need to spread out the love a little bit. All right, you guys aren't going. I'm going to go. I'm going to stick here, probably in the left lane. I think we're hopping on the highway down here. But no, I love this truck. I love the trailer. I think it looks really, really good. A little heavy on the brakes. But I as soon as I saw this, I was like, okay, I want to tote her home because I want to be able to do AI racing. Excuse me, at the lower level. And, you know, some of the higher paid teams have, you know, Featherlight trailers and 18-wheelers spring them around. I knew the way that I'm trying to keep it is we don't have that kind of money, even though we have a truck team. I want to leave that truck for the truck team. So I think this is the next best thing. Plus, it gives you guys something else to kind of look at and travel around with me in. The one thing I will say is probably when we go out west, when we go out to Las Vegas, I think we go out to Indianapolis, then Las Vegas. We will probably take the big one out with a separate trailer, just because we'll take everything that we need to kind of put together a car if we happen to crash, because I don't want to drive all the way back. You know, economically, that's not worth the money that we'd have to put into it. So I think that's the only time that it will change, kind of with a rented trailer, because I don't want to be going out there with all of our truck stuff when I'm going to need it in February. So this season should bring us right up through February. Well, up to February, I should say. I want to be able to give myself enough time to get back into the driver's seat, whether it's going to be in the modifieds, in the ARCA series, or if I'm going to be back in truck again. I don't know. But that's enough about iRacing. Let's talk about American Truck Simulator. Now, it feels like I haven't been in for a while, because I really haven't. I've been really focused on just driving to the tracks, and that's been about it. There is going to be more trucking content coming your way. We have not even explored Idaho, and I own it. So we gotta get going. We gotta get going on that. As well as Montana's coming out. I'm really excited actually about Montana. I have a friend who lives in Montana, and they're like, "Oh, I really want to see what our depiction is." So, kind of excited for that. Ooh, why is it 35 through here? We're on a highway, dude. I don't know what our next step of the highway is. I think we're still just heading south, so I'm gonna... Of course, the color ratio is off in those mirrors, but that's okay. There's probably an update. I haven't even looked at it. Come on, focus on the road. Sorry. Distracted driving. Don't text and drive, kids. But I'm literally trying to do that right now. Because it's Thanksgiving. I'm trying not to date these, but I think this one's fine because I think the racing video will probably come out, you know, the weekend after or the week after. It's Thanksgiving, and I've got so many people wishing me happy Thanksgiving and all that. So I'm trying to multitask here because when I'm done filming, I've got to go and start finishing a garage. The carport, I've got to go finish that. You know, I know it says 35, but we're gonna go at highway speed through here. There's obviously something wrong with the map. We're on a highway. We're on a 2-lane highway. I'm gonna go up highway speed. I'm gonna go 65. going to put it on cruise, and we're just going to act like this is normal. That side looks like they're going 65. So, tell you what, we'll stay down over here on the hammer lane just because. Look at this thing. Look how massive this thing is. I love it. Whoop, back over here. Oh, yeah, back up 70 now. Perfect. But I do love this truck. I know we're going to have a lot of fun with it all this season. So I'm really excited to bring that all to you. And, you know, as a channel as a whole, I'm excited to bring you back trucking. You know, like I said, Montana's coming out. We know Texas is on the horizon. I just got to get back into it. The thing is, I live in a very small house. Danielle and I bought a very small house. And it's not like, oh, no, it's just not. No, it's literally 12. So what was it? 12 by 24. 12 by 24, and then 12 by 24. Those are the sizes of our 2 rooms. We bought a bungalow, more or less. But we wanted to be able to have a house and name it our own. So that, you know, that's the nature of it. And my computer system takes up a quarter of that space because we've got the racing rig, I've got the flying rig, I've got this wheel, which is not even part of the racing rig that I use for these videos. So it's just a little bit harder for me to find the space and get the room and be able to set up for these videos for you guys. It just takes a little bit more preparation. So when I sit down to record them, which is probably what I'll do today, I sit down and just record and record and record and record. Just record as many as I possibly can before I put the rig away, and then it becomes a hassle. So there you have it, the behind the scenes, the working on me rambling. But yet again, it is Thanksgiving. Happy late Thanksgiving to those of you here in the United States. Everywhere else in the world, happy Thursday. Hope you're good. I hope the weather's treating you nicely as it starts to get cold around most parts of the world. It's really interesting. I do have an urge eventually to go to like Australia in the winter time. Just because it'll blow my mind. I don't know why it will, but it will. That's something that I know for sure. But yeah, super excited to be driving around with the super late models. Now for sponsorship. IK9 will not be on the car. My agreement with IK9 is on the truck. We'll get the most amount of eyes on the racing. So, since I don't have a backup, and I probably won't do one stop because we're down here in, you know, we're down south and not national, I will probably end up putting PadFootTD games on the car. Why not? A little bit of tooting my own horn. You know, I'll sponsor myself into these events. Now, as you saw, there was one video on the channel so far of us doing AI racing with the super late models. I think we did it at Southern National. That was a lot of fun. It was a very quick race. That's what these are intended to be. With this tour that's kind of going around. And I don't know. I'm really excited about it. I love short track racing. The thing is... Okay, I forgot. The trailer hitbox on this thing is like 17 feet longer in the back. Yeah, just gotta remember that. Whoops. So, with that aside, it's gonna just take some practice to get us used to the short track racing. But I love the idea of still being able to drive there, driving with something a little bit more personal. Like this machine. I think it's great, and I'm just super excited. I also have the parade on behind me, and it kind of sucks because I have a cracked mirror guitar, where if I look up, I can actually see part of the parade in the cracked mirror. So that's kind of funny. I like watching the parade every year, mostly for the floats and some of the musical stuff, but I don't know, it seems a little over pandered sometimes, over advertised. Advertisement everywhere. Meh. I'm not that big of a fan of over marketing unless they're sponsoring me. So there you have it. Welcome to Georgia, everybody. Yep, little Peterbilt horn still in there. It's a nice day for a drive. It's chilly outside. It's warm in here. We're just going 72 down the highway. It's still about 8 hours to go, so I'm actually kind of surprised. We haven't cut that much time off of our end time yet. And it's interesting because I feel like I'm so out of practice for when we do these drives. When we do these drives is my chance to sit down and talk with you guys. It's not like I have anything to interact with. I don't have a game to interact with. You know, we're just driving down the road. And we're on the highway, so I can't be like, oh, wow, look at that power line over there. That's so cool. Or, you see that bush? That's a nice bush. You know, I can't do that. So, I got to try to come up with my own commentary. Yeah, actually, here's something. Because I'm not sure where and if it's come out by the time this video comes out. But I am sitting on pins and needles. Yes. Let that one sink in and we'll figure out why here in a second. So I'm sitting on pins and needles. Now, this is going to be a thing where I'm going to have to explain it and be very clear and very transparent. And I want to make sure there's nothing, you know, that I'm not saying anything wrong. So let me think about how I want to say this really quick. Okay. So, I have applied for a new job. We'll let that one sink in for a moment. So, I have applied for a new job, and I'm not, right, I've said it before, I don't know, should I, so hard to figure out how I want to say this. I've applied for a job that is 15 minutes from my doorstep. I currently drive an hour on highway. I drive 50 miles down to my current job. Every single day, especially when we have shows, I will get there at 9 a.m., maybe sometimes 10 if I'm lucky, because I teach at 10, and I'll be there until past midnight. Then I drive an hour home, get back up, and do it all again. There's a lot of traffic here. Thanksgiving travelers. Oh, we're going to be taking a right anyway, so we'll stick in this lane. So, I've applied for that position. This position is a professional technical director position versus what I'm doing right now, which is an academic technical director, which is, you know, I teach and I build the sets and, you know, do the lights and everything like that. This professional position, I'd probably still be running the sound, but it's more running the sounds, running the lights as a road house, which means different shows come in, and working with the school. Yes, the school that owns the theater. So, I put in for that position. I'm sitting on pins and needles because it's Thursday. Resumes were due in on Monday. I put mine in like a week and a half ago plus. So I'm far within the deadline. My big thing that I'm thinking about, though, is now I'm sitting and I'm waiting. Yeah. If you have been on the channel long enough, you know that I am not a patient person. If my wife watches this, she will agree wholeheartedly. I am not a patient person. So, I'm sitting and waiting to hear. Now, I'll go into the pros and cons of this job, and then I actually want to talk about my current job. The pros, I'd be a professional technical director. So I'd be working on all kinds of different shows, all kinds of different departments. But it takes away some of the stress of, oh, everything's on you. This one, I'm really just the supervisor. You know, I still got to set things up and lead teams and whatnot. But it's not like, oh, you've got to build a whole set by yourself in 2 weeks, which is what we're going to be doing for Red Rainbow. You'll see that in those weekly vlogs coming up. But that's one of the pros. The other pro, living close to home. Okay. So let's even just take those, if those were the 2 pros that are there, and there's a handful of others, specifically people I'd be working with, stuff like that. Let's start with those as the pro. Let's go to the con. Now the con you're going to think I'm crazy on. The cons are as follows. I would not be teaching anymore, and I love to teach. Okay? I'm taking away my ability to be the lighting designer, which I like working with lights. I'd still work with lights, just not the one designing them. Okay? Here's the biggest con. You ready for this? Biggest con, I would no longer get the winter break off. I would no longer get my summers off. I would no longer get spring break off. You see how that's starting to pile up? Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, we missed our exit, didn't we? Did we? I have no idea. This road's actually a little confusing here. Yep, we definitely missed our exit. How much time did that add on? Oh, that hour that we just cut off, it added that hour. Fantastic. It's so hard to see that GPS, at least on my screen. For you guys, it might be clear, but mine's not. We're gonna have to get off the next exit, I'm gathering. So those are the cons. Obviously, the biggest con is I wouldn't get as much time off as I do right now. So that kind of sucks. But again, I'd be closer to home, and I'd be working in a familiar space, technically, and I'd be doing kind of what I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to be in a roadhouse. I had that opportunity in White Plains, New York, to be able to do that, but of course the pay wasn't there, and it was so far away from everything that I just could not accept that job. Now with this one, definitely speeding through the tunnel. With this one, those are my pros and cons. That's what I've kind of got. And of course, there's no real exit here. Great. Just goes on to another highway, doesn't it? Yeah. Ooh, low idle. Can we shift down? Why are we idling so very low? Alright, I guess it's climbing its way back up, but... Huh. That was strange. So there's where my pros and cons are. Now let me talk about the job that I have currently, because I want to be very clear on why I've made the choice to put in. And then I'll kind of go on, like, you know, the possibilities of the future. One, I love my job right now. Specifically, I love my students. And I want that to be known far and wide because I have a good connection with the students. They look up to me. I love the students. I love working with them. I love their passion for it. I love their connection to the craft. And that would be the biggest thing that would hurt me if I was to leave, is not having these specific students, because they are fantastic. And I know, well, the student's only there for 4 years and you make more. It's the dedication that this school is. Mount Holyoke has been very good to me for these 2 years so far. And that's why, like, this would really hurt if I did choose. And I want to be very clear. Even if I had the opportunity to be offered this position, I don't know 100% if I would take it. Okay? It depends on a lot of things. One, biggest thing, it depends on the pay. I make pretty good money where I am right now. But I think professionally, I would be happier at this one that I applied for. Just the circumstance of the people, expectations. It's one of those things where I'm just getting sick of, I want to put this the best way that I possibly can. I'm not sick of the job that I do. I am not saying that I don't have enough time to do the job I do. I've got some very good leeway. But there is a part of me that is tired. After having 2 jobs do it for the past 6 years, I am tired. I'm tired of it always being on just me. I'm always the lighting designer. I'm always the sound coordinator or the sound designer. I used to be the set designer. Now I'm just the one building the sets. I'm always the person in charge of props. I'm always in charge of every element. The costume designer, they get to design the costumes. The costume shop manager, they just get to pull costumes and work with students. The director just gets to direct. The designer just gets to design. You see my theme here? They all have one job. I don't. I've got many. Now, hold on. I want to make sure... You want me in this lane? Yes, okay. Still gonna put my flashers on because, again, I'm that person that's making that last-minute decision. This intersection sucks. I've missed turns before, but I wasn't looking for them. This one I was looking for. This one sucked. Alright, let's slow her down. So there's a lot of things at play. And, hey, I might not even get an interview. And you know what? If I don't, I'm happy staying where I am. I want to be very clear on that, because if somebody listens to this that I work with, you know, or they get wind of it, I want to be very clear. I'm happy where I am, for the most part. But I can't turn down this opportunity for this position. I never thought this position would probably come available. I knew that the last person was leaving, actually, just because I knew. And I just actually thought, since they didn't post it or nothing thinking of it, that they actually weren't going to refill the position. Danielle had sent me the interview, not the interview, the application link, and I can't not try to put in for it. So we will see. That's all that I can say, is we will see how it pans out. But that's why I'm sitting on pins and needles right now, because I'm excited. The things that I kind of worry about, one is pay. You know, is are they able to match what I'm making now? If not, are they at least be able to make in the ballpark? Because Danielle and I have so many expenses that we got used to living with what I make now. And this YouTube thing doesn't pay off. I'm kidding. I've always said I'm never doing this as a job. I don't want to. I don't want that kind of pressure of always having to stay on top. I'm just doing it as a hobby, having fun. Okay? But, you know, so they come from that. But also, one of the biggest things, I'm under contract until May to continue teaching and being the technical director for Mount Holyoke College. Now, with that said, I would technically be free, besides teaching in a film festival, after the first week of March. I am free all of December. December 6th is actually the last day for me. I'm free after that until January 23rd. And then I'm free after the first week of March, really. And do I want to double dip? No, I think it would be very stressful. I think I'd probably pull my hair out. But if they gave me that opportunity to kind of fill in these gaps as much as I possibly could, I would hope that they would allow me to do that. Alabama! We're going to actually go down through Alabama and then go out through the Panhandle. Right. Okay. I remember now. So yeah, that's what's happening in my world right now. Hoping that I get it, just because I don't think this opportunity will come up again. But if I don't get it, will I be disappointed? Of course I will be. I'm human. You're human, hopefully. You know, I would be hurt, because I'd be like, you know, it really checked all the boxes. But I'd be okay continuing where I am. I would just have to make adjustments for my own personal happiness. I just don't want a position like my last employment where I feel trapped for a handful of years. Because again, I'm in a specialized field. Very specialized. I am in technical theater. But on top of that, okay, I'm a teacher. So I got two fields that I can fill. But I'm very much a family person. So I don't want to, like, move completely away. Danielle and my original idea after college, we were going to drive down to Florida. We were going to live there. We were going to work at Universal. We were going to work at Disney. She was going to work at Disney. I was going to work at Universal. We had it all planned out. Except knowing how much we were going to miss family. Family's important. And now I've got more things holding me down. I don't even have a child yet. You know, that's the biggest thing that they always say will hold you down professionally. I don't even have a child yet, but I do have horses, and I do have a ranch that I take care of, and I do have, you know, I could move my dogs, obviously. They would probably love more space. But I got family. And unless I got offered a job that would pay out the butt, which I can almost guarantee I will never find, I would not pick up and move my family. You know, unless I could take them with me. So, there's my rant for the day. Rant has been completed. So we're trucking down to Florida. Oh my gosh. Life's good. Hope life's going good for you guys. Love to hear about how your life's going. Or what you might want to see in Truck Sim, to be honest. Background 70. Yeah, 73. Yeah, that's fine. We're just trucking along here. Adding a goddamn hour on for not paying attention. Take a deep breath. It's okay. Oh boy, 4 hours left to go still. Cool. Since it says that we're going to be around there 7 now, it means that we could have been around there by 6. Either way, we'd always be there a day earlier, camp outside, and then to pull in. But, you know, we got some cool places that we're going to go to. We've actually got a handful, didn't miss it this time, in North Carolina. So those ones are going to be really short. It'll be a lot easier for me to make conversation. Just to keep you guys up to date on what's happening in life. Let's slow that down because I'm worried about tipping that big, tall stacker on the background there. Can't remember the windows. Yeah, the windows work actually on this one. There we go. Open up the other one too. Enjoy some of that warm air while we got it. Hey, as somebody who even know during the pandemic who got to go down to Florida last year, I miss that I'm not going down this year. It's that nice escape to the beautiful weather and all the fun of like Universal and Disney, specifically Universal. That's my home. Like, I love Disney, specifically Disney Cruise Line, but Disney World is always crowded, full of very self-centered people. Because again, you spend so much money, you know, you want your vacation to be perfect, but a lot of people do it at the expense of others. So, not a big fan of that. So I usually try to stick to Universal. Universal has a pretty good, used to be better, service dog system. So, happy for that, obviously. Can't really see the GPS, so I'm hoping nothing changes because we are side by side with this Swift right now. And I don't trust them. So, oh boy. But I'm excited to be back in racing. We actually have been racing for a couple weeks, and it's interesting. On my second monitor that's here, all of our wins that we have, I have screenshots from them. They mean a lot to me, regardless if they're in AI or not. It's still a win. Most of them are, oddly enough, road course wins. But the images will pop up every once in a while of the racing, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, we did that. That was a good time. I'm hoping to add some more to it now, specifically now with the Super Late Model Series. Interesting car to drive, even virtually. You can feel its length, I guess is the best way that I can describe it. The nose is so long on these that you kind of forget that it's going to dip down so far to drag that splitter on the track. So it's just one of those things that I'm just going to have to get used to it. And we only have 15 minutes of practice at each track, which is not a lot for me to make any adjustments. But we're not there like a super day ahead of time. We arrive a day ahead of time, but you pull in, you get your practice session, you get your 2 laps of qualifying, and then we go 100 lap green. So it's going to be a good time. I'm actually excited about it. Nervous about it? Yes. Excited about it? Yes. Back up through 70. see how much further. Jeez, feels like this drive is taking a long time, and it's probably because I'm having to talk. That'd do it. Are we in Florida yet? Kind of looks like Florida. I didn't see a sign, but of course I really haven't been paying attention to the side of the road. Oh, I guess that's interesting. I guess that's an update, because there is no update. We were actually planning over Thanksgiving break that our RV was going to be ready to pick up. It is not. Currently it's on extra back order because they don't have enough steel to build the chassis. So our RV is not even built yet. I don't know when it's going to be available to pick up, but talk about an ultimate vlog. I'm assuming. I don't know, because I don't even know if I'm going to be able to be the one who goes down and gets it. But we got to go pick it up in Texas. I think it's on the western part of Texas. I can't actually even remember at this point. And we have to drive it back here to New England. They don't, I mean, they could deliver it for an extra like $3,000, but we said, you know what, that would be kind of interesting. I feel like we would eat those words and actually regret it, but it would be interesting for us to go pick up our own RV. So that is something that we're thinking about. I can't tell you 100% that's what we're going to do. But it is something that is on our mind. Oh, something else that I should probably say on this series, this trucking series in particular, would be that I cannot guarantee that we will be here voicing over every episode. I know, crazy, right? I can't guarantee that because depending on my timing, my schedule, sometimes when I do these drives, Danielle's asleep, and seeing as she sleeps, I don't know, what? Ella, stop looking at the bed. 10 feet from on the bed that I can see Ella on right now. She sleeps 10 feet away. I can't record a video at night with my vocal audio. So there could be times where it's a time lapse. There could be times where it's just the truck noises. I don't know. I don't know yet. But I wanted this first one to explain what this truck is and all that. Ooh, there's actually a nice bridge coming up. If I don't have traffic behind me, this seems like a good spot for a screenshot, I'm thinking. But I want to stay away from these guys. And of course there's a broken down vehicle that's going to interrupt my screenshot process here. Pipes coming off. Yeah, I saw that the other day too. Different layout though, so that's interesting. And let's try to get a shot in 3, 2, 1. And we're back. So yeah, they'll be out on all kinds of different ones, but I wanted to be able to explain this really awesome rig. And if somebody is interested in this rig, because I know I'm going to forget by the time I start making post video edits and all this other stuff. If people want this, I will give you the link. But know that this is not free, this is paid. Okay, just like the truck that I use on Nascar style. They are paid. The thing is, am I a fan of paid DLC? Not always. But if it's something that is amazing, like this toter home with the trailer, still in Alabama, damn it. Or like the truck that I use for NASCAR style, that beauty, I will pay the money. I will pay the money for something that I want. Especially if I know that there's a good record of people keeping things updated and making sure that I'm not going to pay $70 like I paid $70 for that Peterbilt in NASCAR style. I need to know that I'm going to be able to keep my investment in the game for as long as the game's going to go. Now, I understand that that's kind of hard for a developer to be like, oh yeah, I'm going to stay with that project. But if I'm going to spend that kind of money out, you bet your ass I better be able to use that till the end of time. Alright, yeah, let's keep it 77. Looks like we're going to go in an underwater tunnel. A tight turn there, so I swung it in a little bit. These are the Raleigh tunnels that we usually use. We're going to Raleigh and we didn't even know it? I mean, eventually we will. We're going to Myrtle Beach, at least. And I don't remember what's in the map anymore. So, we could be. Yeah, we got 5 flags. We got South Boston, USA, Southern National, and then Myrtle Beach. Those are the first 5. That's the first half of the season. I'm just excited. I'm excited to get back to racing, short track racing. How do I think we're going to do? I think we'll have a win. That's where I'll put that. I think we will have a win. I don't think I can guarantee anything else. Because, again, short track racing, yeah, people are like, oh, you're on the top tier and you can come down. Sometimes. Sometimes, you know, I'm in a top tier with the trucks and I can kind of come down. But these cars, until I can get a hang of it, they're tricky. Same thing with modified. Modifieds can be tricky. Each car's got its own quirk. And I like the idea that I can win in anything that I get in, but that's just not true. I'm not Kyle Larson. I can't do that. Welcome to Florida, everybody! So it's just one of those things where I just got to keep working on it. But welcome to Pensacola, everybody! And welcome to Flags Speedway as we get ready to pull in for the first event. I can't actually see my lights on. My dash isn't changing. I can see when my high beams are on. Alright, let's go down in here. No hollow parades, nothing special. We literally just come in, we pull in, we unpack, and we race. Oh, look at this beast. A little close to the curb because I wanted to be able to see it, but let's get up a little bit of speed here. And let's get ready to pull in. Now this vehicle, and you'll probably see it at least once, is very interesting to back up. To back up, to back in, it's interesting. So hopefully we won't get ourselves in too many situations. It's just, you know, with an 18-wheel, you got that pinch point, and you're able to kind of move it around. This one, the trailer and the toter home are about the same length, so it's like an advanced amount of tandem. Is this where we're parking? Yep. Alright, let's pull ourselves in. Now I can't remember, is this one that kind of goes all the way around? It might. If it does, I'm going to see if we can actually swing ourselves around into the pit area, because this team, people could have goosenecks. A couple people probably have big haulers. There'd be a handful with toter homes that have smaller trailers than this one. I like the stack, personally. I think it's unique. Let's kind of cruise on through this lumber yard for now. I think there's the delivery building, like the stacker building, or tarp building, that I'm hoping for us to be able to pull through. What time did we make it here? At 6 o'clock? Yeah, so we did pretty good. Maybe we shave a lot off. Could have been 5 if we didn't miss that turn. Alright, so that's that one. Can't remember. Is this open over here? Yeah, okay. Better than trying to swing through that building. Watch the curb. Brand new tires. With only 2,000 miles on them. Alright, so pull up here up to the fence. Like we normally would. They'd let the big trucks in first anyways. Which we'll actually be able to put to the test, because guess what? Wheel Modified Tour is going to Claremont Motorsports Park next year, and I can't wait to see how they think they're going to get some of those trucks in there. It's going to be a good time. But, hey, we are here in Pensacola, Florida, at for our race at 5 Flags Speedway. But that's going to do it for this one, guys. I hope that you enjoyed. I know that I did. Still a lot of fun to be able to do this, and I'm having way too much fun to stop. So, that's going to do it for this one, guys. If you enjoy what you saw, we do try to get a video out here on the channel every single day. and we thank you for your continued support. But with that, I thank you guys so much for coming out to this one, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.